Friends, I'd like to share a song with you written by Swami Kriyananda called Home is a Green Hill. Home is a green hill, home is a wind blowing betrayal far, far away. Home is the knowledge heaven is near. Home's the end of the fray. Home is my heart's land, home's where I am. Nothing can dim the light of my soul. Home is forever, home is today. Home's a heart that is whole. Often I dream that life is a play, laughter forever and skies never gray. But when I'm silent, free from all care, I discover my home's everywhere. Home is a green hill, home is a wind blowing betrayal far, far away. Home is the knowledge heaven is near. Home's the end of the fray. In this song, Swami Kriyananda is really speaking of the soul. And he's talking about heaven, but we have to think of heaven in a very unusual way, perhaps, depending on our upbringing. If you do a little experiment for a moment, if you will think of yourself, think of the reality of your consciousness. Sort of Swami Kriyananda used an interesting phrase in this regard. He talked about our specific gravity. You may remember back from your high school days in science class. Specific gravity is sort of where something floats, what weight it has in relation to other things. And the specific gravity of your consciousness is kind of the place that you always revert to. Are you regularly happy? Does your specific gravity lead you back to a level of peacefulness and contentment, or does it take you into sort of regular despair or despondency? Or everyone has a different specific gravity, and really what he's talking about in the song is if you could take away everything of your outward life, your name is now gone, your body is now gone, the typical world that you live in, all the circumstances of your life, the family, everything. If all of that was removed, who would you be and where would you be and what would your consciousness be? Because the consciousness that we've built in our lives is the consciousness that we carry with us when we leave this world. And it's the heaven, or it's the home, as the song is speaking of. Home is a green hill. Home is the place that we live inside. And for yogis, this place is really our spine. It's really the core. It's our center. We sometimes say, get centered. We need to be centered. And the opposite of that is, I was beside myself. I sort of visualize yourself sitting, next to where you're actually sitting. You're like as far away from your spine as you can be. We have to find that place that is heaven for us. So to continue that little experiment or that little exercise, if you could build heaven for yourself, what would it look like? Who would be there? What would the feeling of it be? What would the energy of it be? That's the heaven that the song is speaking of. Home is a green hill, home is a wind, blowing betrayal far, far away. Often I dream that life is a play, laughter forever and skies never gray. But when I'm silent, free from all cares, I discover my home's everywhere. It's portable, it travels with us. It's not something that requires, if you think of homes in this world, I used to build homes for many years, and I know what goes into a home. In fact, I was very surprised to see what goes into a home. When I first started building, I thought walls were completely solid. I thought if they're built out of wood, that's all wood. There's no space in there. There's lots of space. But anyway, you just think of a home. Most homes are bolted to the ground. The concrete is very deep and thick and strong. You don't move that home around easily. Okay, now you can buy recreational vehicles, motor homes, buses, that sort of thing that are really mobile homes. They really could move with you. But still, they're pretty solid, they're pretty heavy, and a good hurricane could take one of those out on a bad day. And yet, we live in our home. Our own home is the home of the soul. Our home temporarily appears to be this body. We walk around in this bag of bones and we think, this is my home. And then one day, Swami Kriyananda instructed us. He gave us a very good, very healthy dose of reality. He said, sometime when you're washing yourself, you're washing this arm, you're washing this other arm, your hand, think to yourself, one day this will be dust. One day this will be gone. One day this form will no longer be mine. And I will be free. I will be free of it. It has been a blessing to have it. We use the body. We work through the body. We experience through the body. It's all valid. It's all good. It's all useful and wonderful to the extent that we are aware that it's not truly our home. That's the strange paradox of it. We're using it for a while. You go on a vacation, say, and you rent a little place to stay. Maybe it's a hotel room, maybe it's a little cottage somewhere, whatever it might be. You know that place is not yours. You're there for a little bit of time. You've carved out some time and you've gone to a place. In a sense, that's what all of us have done. We've come into this body, into this world, into this lifetime. We've attracted to ourselves, around us, friends and family, circumstances, jobs, homes, children, etc. All of these things. And yet one fine day, we will step beyond those things. And the home that we've built is the home of our consciousness. So build it. Don't neglect the job. Yogananda quoted his guru's guru, Lahiri Mahashaya, as saying, make contact with God in the summer of your life. Draw him in, call him in the summer of your life so that he will be there in the winter of your life. And if we take that opportunity to build that connection deeply, then we have nothing to worry about. Then we discover that our home's everywhere, whatever the outward circumstances may be. Loss of job, loss of health, loss of a loved one, loss of all the usual things that we sort of outwardly construct our lives around. Those things may happen to us. In fact, it's almost inevitable that some of them will happen sooner or later. But if we can find and develop and build that awareness inside of ourselves, then truly our home is everywhere. And our true home will be God's peace and God's bliss. Namaste.